Hey guys, Andrew here, newest member to the UK Rangers, or unofficially of course being in Australia. Many of you might recognise me more so as Cutter666 from Rangerboard, or that crazy guy that does all his own cosplays. Jiraiya 2.0 contacted me and he's asked me to do a few videos pertaining to cosplaying on budget for that matter, and just in general working on a few things. I've got my good friend here, Gorkai Blue, which is probably my latest cosplay that many of you might have seen so far. Helmet by Aniki, who's done an exceptional job on all of the Gorkaja helmets. The paintwork and the attention to detail is probably about his best work, to date that I've seen. Owning three of his helmets now. Many of you probably saw my first cosplay, which was last year, and it was my King Ranger or Gold Zero Ranger, depending on if you're going by Power Rangers or Super Sentai. I finished that in about 4 or 5 days, and I had a lot of people contacting me after that, who were really interested in seeing the progress from where to go, pretty much. And yeah, I enjoy showing others and teaching other people how to cosplay. I've been cosplaying for about 3 years now. We have a lot of conventions around in Australia, more so anime and manga related, but I've started getting into Power Ranger and Super Sentai cosplay last year after being a fan of it for so many years. It was pretty much a major part of my childhood, so finally getting to do these sort of costumes is almost like dream cosplays of mine, dream costumes. I currently have 2 completely finished helmeted Ranger outfits. Currently finishing off Shinken Red at the moment, so if anyone would like advice on how to go about making a suit, or gloves, or boots, or accessories, weapons, armour, this is going to be the purpose of some of these videos for those of you who have any questions or want any tutorials. So this is just an intro video for now, but leave me a comment, or leave the UK Rangers board a comment, or even email me. I'll put down my details in the bottom with Facebook and Deviantart or anything else where you can check out some work. Probably put up my Rangerboard progress thread as well, so you can check that right now. That's constantly being updated with work that I'm doing as we go. So yeah, I need to finish off Shinken Red at the moment. I will be posting up a full progress of 2 other Ranger suits that I've got to make for 2 friends that I've got to have to finish in the next 2.5 weeks. So that'll be Mighty Morphin Black Ranger and SPD Shadow Ranger, or Deca Master. So yeah, look out for those ones. They'll be killing me. At the same time, I've got a few other cosplays I need to get done for Manifest, which is a big anime and manga festival. It's happening here in Australia, in Melbourne. And yeah, basically it's just an intro video, wanting to get feedback from you guys to see what you'd like to see as far as tutorials or help videos. Yeah, just drop me a line and I can show what I'm working on. For now, I'll do a quick run through my plays so you can see what I'm working with, what I'm currently working on, and if you've got any other questions, feel free to drop us a line. Thanks. Okay guys, I've put up a few teaser pictures so far, but currently working on a Guy Ikari cosplay that I'll be wearing to one of the days of Manifest. Just one of his casual outfits. It's not exactly one of the ones he's been wearing in the series, but it's a combination of a few of the different accessories that he's got. So the stereotypical tasseled scarf. The cardigan was just a navy cardigan that I've gone through and added the anchor design in the silver and red all over it. He wore that a few episodes in. I think it's the episode where he got the Gorkai Silver Gold mode. I believe it was from that one. Then the pants I've done, they're sort of a checkered design with orange going through them, and added the tight Japanese 3/4 cuff type things with the long socks, of course. And currently, because it's such a beautiful day in Australia, I've been doing a little bit of painting work to emulate one of the shirts that he was wearing. So that one's coming along nicely now. I'm just waiting for that portion to dry before I move on to the next side. For one quick thing, I suppose I better go through some of the cosplays and props that I do so you can sort of know what you're in for going down the track as far as progress. My Gorkai Blue cosplay which was finished just recently. I've already worn it to a few different occasions, and I was really surprised about how many Gorkaija fans there are in Australia that actually knew of the series, came up to me, and yeah, we're just so excited to see it so soon after the series had begun. So the costume is in fact two parts. So the main bodysuit, which is all done out of stretch satin, with the Gorkaija logo that I've embroidered on myself. So it was all just white lycra with a black thick zigzag embroidery stitch around the edges. So if you guys need to know how to do any of your own stitching like that, I can show you in a later video. All the gold detail on it, on the lycra jacket, which was just gold PVC with a detail stitch around the edges. My friend was helpful enough to make me the Gorkaija logo as a small embroidery badge. I've got a few more of these lying around, so if anyone's interested, I've got a few spare, so I'm quite happy to sell them off. If anyone who wants to make their own suit or would just like them to put on clothing in general, they're a nice little thing. I've been meaning to do that fairly soon. Going on the Gorkaija again is my Captain Marvellous jacket and vest. So all the jacket is made from red velvet. It is a bit of a pain to work with just because it's got a funny sort of stretch to it, and it's really hard to sit or in fact put a nice crease on to get it sitting flat. All the piping around the edges is done once again with the gold vinyl that I've put piping cord in down the middle, and all the buttons I sculpted one to start with and then made a mould, and they're all just cast out of Sculpey, so just to make sure they all have that Gorkaija logo featured on them. It's just little attention to detail that I really like doing, so it's just one thing that can make or break a cosplay. Just putting in that little bit of extra effort can go a long way, even if it's not a really complicated outfit. Another costume that I'm working on at the moment, soon to have a release, Shinken Red. Once again, done with the stretch satin and a gold logo, done with gold leather that I had lying around, and once again using the embroidery stitch around the outside for details. I can't stress this type of stitching enough. It's a really good way to add detail to any costume if you want it to have an embroidered type look without going to the expense of paying someone else to do it. Prop wise, a few Super Sentai and Ranger cosplay props. My King Ranger staff, or Golden Power staff. This was the first Ranger related prop that I've had in many years, since my dad made me this one as a kid. It wasn't quite as detailed as this one, but it did the job back in the day. So it's all composed out of multiple layers of wood with epoxy sculpt details, fake gems, ribbed rubber for the handguard, and just an old broom handle. The rest of the detail was done out of layers of combination of pine, plywood, sanded down to have a nice bladed edge, and put together in just a basic paint job on it. If you can't go out and be able to afford cast gems or crystals or things like that, it's as simple as going to around a $2 shop or op shop and working with what you can find. So all the gems on these ones, I've used cheaper gems for the details in the hilt and on the main body. The gem at the top is simply just a large marble that I've added red ink to match in with everything else. Now with props, my forte is sword work. So when I saw this sword, I simply had to do it. Fuad Juzo's Uramasa. It's a reverse blade katana, and it was completed in about a night and a half. The entire body is one solid piece of pine with a sculpted skull and rib detail for the hilt. Many more range props to come, guys, so keep an eye out. Any advice, requests, let me know, and I'll get to work on it for you. Thanks, guys.